That Eevee was harder than it needed to be.
That's what Josh said.
Heyo. Wait, you.
Yeah.
What about here's a controversial one. Metroid.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
I think
I want Ridley.
I think Ridley's too big.
No, get out of here. Ridley's not too big, okay? He was fucking the same size as Samus in the intro to Super Smash Bros. Melee, and in the first Metroid, okay? Ridley can change size. Bowser was the fucking size of a skyscraper in Super Mario Sunshine, alright? Size means nothing.
I think when it comes down to it, I think Metroid is a story about Samus. She's the only character in the series that matters. And we've got 2 versions of her, and I think that's the best it's going to get and the best it needs to be.
I really want Ridley.
You don't want a black Samus?
That's
fine. The thing about Metroid, I agree with David. Like, I think that the series is big enough and long enough and important enough. Yes, I went there. That it deserves another character, but there's no other character to put into it that's important enough. You know,
right?
If they were going to add a character from Metroid, it would be Ridley with the bullet. But you know,
what about Mini Crate? He's small enough.
Mini Crate, yes.
I really want Ridley because like he's the main villain pretty much. He's in almost every game.
Not the main villain. He's like the most recurring villain by far.
Yeah.
He's like Samus's arch rival, basically.
Yeah, and I think he's
the only other Metroid character that it could be.
If Charizard can work, Ridley could work.
It would be cool.
If Charizard had worked exactly like Ridley.
So,
I want Ridley. I stand by my Ridley opinion.
Okay, that's
but I understand where everybody else is coming from. I just really want Ridley.
If there's another Metroid character, it's going to be Ridley, but I don't think it's necessary.
What
about the guy from...
Yeah, but is Bowser Jr. necessary? Like, let's be honest.
But he's also from the main Nintendo franchise.
Yeah.
What about Anthony from Other M? Because I know people would bring him up in, like, talks of...
I'd prefer Adam myself.
Yeah, I think Adam is more important to the series. Like, yeah, he doesn't actually fight in any game, but, like... I mean, he's a soldier just like Anthony. He has access to the same weapons that Anthony has access to.
See, I don't even know who Adam is.
I know. I'm just like, there's other characters besides Samus.
Any questions? Any objections, lady?
Yeah, Adam is like Samus' commanding officer in Other M and in Metroid Fusion, and he's like the only other human character in the Metroid series who is important in any way. And it would be cool to see him, but I really don't think he deserves it. You know,
no.
I think
plus
Metroid is about Samus, and that's it. Yeah, well,
well,
he was dead the fourth game.
Oh yeah, he's dead, but Sheik's not in
Dad, I just
Twilight Princess.
Yeah, they killed him. Those bastards.
Had no time to get attached.
Yeah.
Well,
They killed that character that he knew was gonna die. Yeah.
When they introduced him in Fusion, like, he was already dead. And, like, in Other M, which came out after Fusion, is a prequel to Fusion, so, like...
Oh, okay.
But anyway, like... Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get another Metroid character.
I don't think so. Just like we won't be getting, I don't think, another F-Zero character.
Yeah, I mean...
No, but I'm not... I don't think F-Zero needs one, to be honest with you.
Either.
Are we gonna jump on to F-Zero now, or
Captain Falcon? Captain Falcon is F-Zero.
Real quick, I wanted to troll real quick about Chozo statues. That should be playable.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for stopping the conversation so you can troll.
Oh, actually, I remember. I remember when Brawl was coming out. Like everyone thought, like maybe the Hunters would be like a character, but whatever.
Even they don't really have too much personality.
Yeah, they're not important.
They're all exactly the same character.
In Trilogy, they all die.
What makes them any more important than the other? You know, put them in a lineup and tell me which one is the important one.
None of them.
The one that lives the longest.
The guy from Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. That would be.
Wait, how did we get here?
I really wanted to talk about Animal Crossing, so I just said Animal Crossing.
Well, why don't we wait for more franchises? Why don't we wait until we do new franchises later?
Okay, wait, did anybody have anything else to say about F-Zero? Or did we all just say, like, no, fuck F-Zero?
Falcon Punch?
I don't know anything about F-Zero, but at the same time, it's such a third-tier franchise that...
What if the Captain Falcon's actual car is playable?
Alright, I don't think anybody's gonna make it from picking.
Okay. I think Captain Falcon should be the only representative of the F-Zero series, because he's just that manly. He just...
Yeah.
He's as good as two men.
But like, previously I was like, I think they should have that Batman-looking dude, Black Shadow, and then like give Ganondorf his moveset, and they can give Ganondorf a new moveset, with the sword. Because
I think they should just have two icons on the character select screen that are both Captain Falcon.
Well, the only other person from F-Zero that could actually make it, I think, would be Samurai Goro, and he's good as an assist.
Yeah, he's not important enough.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's good as an assist character. I think he's just like,
he runs back and forth. Sorry, Kupal. Fuck Samurai Goro.
I think Pikmin's good as is.
Well, yeah. What about what about Mother?
For the same reason Metroid is good, is that it's a story about one person, really.
Yeah, it's a buddy. It's Luigi.
I know, but he would play the same way.
He was just player 2.
You throw green Pikmin.
I know we brought this up like a bunch of times, but having alternate costumes would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I wanted to save that till later.
Yeah,
I know you wanted to be honest, but I just gotta say it now. Fucking alternate costumes are a thing. Mario has an alternate costume. He's the only Brawl character that has one. Why not other characters?
I guess
you don't want to ruin the gimmick, because Brawl is Smash Bros. Is all about gimmicks.
I think he's right. I think that Wario opened the door to have alternate costumes, and I think that they're going to do it in the next game. I think it's kind of inevitable.
You'll ruin his character.
No, it's becoming a fighter game staple. Look at the new Mortal Kombat game. Look at the new Street Fighter game. I think it has to happen.
I wasn't being serious.
Yeah, we all know.
Yeah, you're making fun of me because I didn't like your idea about having another Pokemon trainer. I get it. But with alternate costumes, a lot of people I want alternate costumes as well, but a lot of people want alternate costumes so they can make other characters, like have Pikachu be Pichu, and I don't like that idea. I don't
like that either.
Because other than the fact that would change their hitbox, which would drastically mess with the game. It's just stupid. I don't want to change the character into another character. I just want it to be an
another
outfit
version of the same character.
Yes, exactly, like Tanuki Mario or Dr. Mario
or it would be Dr. Mario, come on. Or I think Dry Bones Bowser would be perfect for that.
Yeah.
Bowser.
I think, what else?
There's so many of those that they could do, Fusion Suit Samus, and not just regular Samus, but blue. I mean, actually in the Fusion Suit.
Mr. L for Luigi.
Yeah, Mr. L. Hell yeah, that would be awesome, dude.
Or, I don't know, what else you got?
Mario without a hat.
We could do
you could do different
Meta Knight.
Different Links.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You could have the different outfits that Link's worn over the years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pink Bunny Link.
Sure.
Blood Falcon. Or is he already?
Armor.
I think he's already
Blood Falcon's kind of just a recolor anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, they can make stuff. They can make stuff up. Obviously, I think they should give Mr. Game & Watch a top hat. Because why not?
Well, wouldn't he have Fireman versions of himself?
Yeah,
Pokemon
sure.
trainer would be.
I was going to say that's where the Pokemon trainer thing would come in.
Yeah.
Be a girl.
Any of the 5 or 6, Puzzle Girls. Puzzle Girls.
It'd be like Red, Blue, or Leaf. Really. Who else? Who else exists?
Well, you were at Fire Emblem before. That's one of the other.
Oh yeah.
Franchises. I think Fire Emblem is a long enough running series to get another character, but I think it would be.
I don't either. I agree.
They were arguing for Lynn, weren't they?
Yeah, but it's past Lynn's time.
Yeah, like when there's this trophy now.
When Brawl first came out, like she was a bigger deal then because there were fewer Fire Emblem games, and she still is, but she was the main character for the first part of the first Fire Emblem game that ever came out in America. And it was relatively recent at the time of Brawl's development, and she was more relevant then. I think it's too late for Lynn now. I don't think she was.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's not really any, like, I just don't know enough about the Fire Emblem series.
I don't either.
The only other
character would be a good choice.
The only character
I can be somebody I don't know who.
Yeah, I at one point thought maybe the girl character from Radiant Dawn, but
is that the one with Ike?
Yeah, well, Radiant Dawn is the sequel to the one with Ike, but Ike is in it.
Oh, okay.
But
Radiance.
But I don't know anything about the franchise, and if Fire Emblem 3DS has a new lead character, it could potentially be that one as well. Because that'll be the most recent.
Yeah, that seems most likely. What other franchises are there? I mean, there's Mother, Earthbound.
Yeah.
Yeah, there could be a Masked Man alternate costume for.
But that's another character again.
That's another character. If they add a new character,
he wore like the Masked Man outfit in Mother 3.
Yeah, but I think Klaus as a character would be different enough, and I think he's really the only character that I think would be good if they added another Mother character. I mean, Porky, obviously.
Yeah, I like the idea of Pokey, if anybody, or Porky, I suppose. Because
the only reason I say that is because he's like the only Mother character to be in more than one game in that very short series.
And back when we were doing that project a while ago, I had that pretty cool idea, but
to put him in the walker, spider mech,
the egg walker.
The egg walker. Yeah, I was gonna say egg walker.
The spider mech would be friggin' cool, and but I think that's too much of a little fan idea for me, and I didn't want to bring that up. So.
Yeah, go for it.
I think the Mother series is good, like the way it is with Ness.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wish that they had a character that played differently from the two that are already in the game.
I agree, and I would like to see another character because that's a great series. But I think we're good.
Was it pretty popular?
Who?
Flint's pretty popular, I guess, because like you start off with Flint, in Mother 3.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like all the characters in Mother 3, so it's kind of hard for me. But if you're like asking for like an interesting kind of character to play as, how about Boney?
No.
No? Really? Not a feeling?
No,
I think Boney would make an awesome assist trophy.
I think so too. I mean, it gets tricky when you get into when you get into party members, because it's like, which one do you pick? I mean, Duster, Kumatora, and Boney are all kind of have equal weight. Same thing with Pooh and Paula and Jeff, and I mean, though Jeff was a trophy, I guess. But so I think villains would be the way to go, which is why I think either Klaus or Porky would be really good choices.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Full-fledged Mr. Satin.
That would be horrible.
No thanks.
Yeah.
I think you should be able to play as Master Belch.
That would be funny. I think he'd be a funny assist trophy.
Yeah, he would.
I think Mad Duck would be hilarious.
Mad Duck?
That crawling yellow thing that wants you to kill it.
How about Dungeon Man?
Oh yeah, Negative Man, yeah.
Dungeon Man?
Dungeon Man would be broken.
I know. We skipped over Star Fox completely.
Oh yeah.
Were we still talking about Mother?
well.
I stepped out for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh. No, I didn't. I like Pokey, but I think the series is complete. That's it. You can move on.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say we haven't talked about Star Fox yet.
Crystal.
I would say.
Yeah.
As long as it's somebody who plays differently from the three we already have.
Yeah. I think...
Hey, laser, reflector, illusion dash, and...
It's slippery.
Yeah. It's slippery! Like I said, I think the new Smash Brothers game is going to have to focus more on the secondary franchises, and I think things like Donkey Kong and Star Fox are going to really shine in the next one. And so I think we'll get new characters for both of those. Those would be at the top of my list.
Do you think we'd get Crystal, and keep Wolf?
Well, I mean, the pattern seems to be main character, friend, love interest, villain.
That's for two franchises.
I think if we had Fox, Falco, Wolf, and Crystal, that's like everybody that could work in the Star Fox universe.
Unless you want more Fox and Falcos, Slippy and Peppy.
But at the same time, I feel like 4 characters is a lot for Star Fox. I mean, that's the same as the amount of Zelda characters.
It is, but it's got Star Fox has a lot of name recognition, and it's got. I mean, after the big ones, after Mario and Zelda and Pokemon and even Metroid, what do you get to? You get
F-Zero.
For me, Star Fox would be the next one, the next big one.
Like number 5?
Yeah, number 5.
I guess so. For me too, probably. And you're right that we said this about Zelda. There's not really anybody else to add, whereas Star Fox has a ton of characters.
Right.
So yeah, okay. I mean, I really want Crystal. I really wanted Crystal in Brawl, and
I want Crystal. She plays like Star Fox Adventures. Crystal.
Adventures, yeah.
Yeah, she'd have to have the staff. The staff.
Well, I think she would. I think if they added Crystal, she would have the staff.
And her final smash should be Tricky, and he could do a barrel roll.
Or Tricky explodes as soon as he appears, and nobody cares. They say, "Oh, okay." And everybody's health gets back up.
Let me just put this mushroom in your knee so we can...
But, if we were stuck with 3 Star Fox characters, I feel like Crystal being swapped out with Wolf, I don't think anyone would really complain, except for the 12 Wolf fanatics.
You're going to get all kinds of comments now about how awesome Wolf
is.
I feel like if they switched out anyone, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate because even I like Falco, I think they should switch out Falco.
I absolutely
You're
disagree.
a fucking jerk.
I don't hate you, Josh, but I disagree 100%, and here's why. When you think of the Star Fox series, the first character you think of is Fox, and the second character you think of with a bullet is Falco. There's nobody else in this series, not even Wolf, who is more significant and more interesting and more important than Falco. I think he's the number 2 character that comes to mind when you think of Star Fox.
Easily. He's the Luigi.
Yeah. So.
Right.
Well, I've never, I'm not a big fan of Star Fox. I'm not that type of guy. I don't like those games. I'm not a playing shooter. But, with not knowing much about the franchise, I know Fox, I know Falco, and I know Crystal.
Yeah.
And Slippy in, so could be.
You know Andros?
Andros.
No. Andros should be a boss.
So
any franchises we've missed?
Animal Crossing.
No.
Well, I'm trying to see if we missed any before we go on to new character ideas. I'm sorry, I'm kind of taking over this conversation.
Well, that's
okay,
cool.
you're the one that has notes.
Well, we briefly touched on Kirby earlier. We said they're complete. We mentioned them several times.
Oh,
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
Kirby more than any franchise, I think, is
done.
Has been packed into this series to the gills.
Yeah. There's no there's a lot of Kirby characters, but there's nobody else that matters. There's Gooey is cool, the Waddle Dee is cool, Adeline is cool, but none of them
Prince
matter.
Fluff is cool.
Kirby is a Buffy and Meta Knight, and that's everybody that matters. If they were going to add anybody from Kirby, I think the only character it could be is Dark Matter, because that's the main villain of the series.
No, it's Cargo.
It's
They should
cartoon.
make Gooey relevant again by making him a character.
That's not going to happen, Don. As much as I love Gooey, I put him on my list of characters that I want in the game that will never be in the game. He's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Yep.
He doesn't matter.
I mean, there's Game & Watch and there's Rob, but character
and Ice Claimers, they're all single characters. You don't need anybody for those franchises.
They're
forgotten out of question.
Do we want to move on to new additions?
Sure. Actually, real quick, back on the Star Fox thing, I wanted to talk about like existing characters that should see some changes, and like I feel like Star Fox characters like fall under that. Mm-hmm. And like first things first, like if they bring back Final Smashes, which they probably are, they definitely need to have different Final Smashes.
Yeah, I want to say, I think every character in the game should have their own Final Smash. Like,
yes.
The only, like, I feel like in Brawl, I genuinely think there aren't any clones. I think everybody is different enough to stand on their own as a character. But there's duplicate Final Smashes, and I don't think that should be. I think the Final Smash should be, like, the ultimate, representation of, like, the character. Whether it's their fighting style or their personality or whatever, I think everybody's
character distilled into its most pure form.
I think everybody's Final Smash should be unique.
Yeah. One thing that the Smash Brothers series is really good about doing is taking characters and, as the games go on, making them more and more different from the other characters. Like, they did it with Luigi really well, they've done it with Ganondorf now, they've done it with Falco, and it's getting better, I think, with each game. So, I don't think we have to worry too much about duplicate characters going forward.
I don't either.
Maybe it's because I didn't really play as, like, Fox or Falco, but I still felt they were kind of similar in that
they are. And the reason for that, sorry to cut you off, the reason for that is that they have to do this thing where they have to make them different so people don't complain that there's a bunch of clone characters, but they also want to keep them similar enough to their first incarnation because the people who like them are familiar with them and like the way they are. So it's this weird mixture of changing them up and keeping them sort of the same.
But that was like the only reason I think they should have dropped Falco for Crystal. Alright, go ahead, Ricky.
I think Falco's really different from Fox, and just because of like they changed his one move with the reflex. Like, I think he's got a totally different speed and weight and like feel to him than Fox does, which he didn't in Melee. I don't think he felt different from Fox. And even though a lot of his like smash attacks and A attacks, even though they're very similar effectually to Fox's smash attacks in Brawl, they're completely different visually and like the way that they feel and the way that they look and the way that they play out. And I think that's just as important to differentiate characters from one another. And I think that the way they did Falco and Brawl was perfect.
It's like Ken and Ryu, where they're almost exactly the same character, but they're different enough to warrant different playstyles.
Yeah. But I think we need different Final Smashes. So like,
I think
Falco and Darwin.
Yeah. I think Mario should be better.
Yeah, Mario needs to suck less.
I think Mario is not awful.
They wrecked Mario in Brawl. He's the worst character in the game, literally, and that's not right. That's not cool by me.
Literally?
Yeah, he's the worst.
Actually, according to
Ganondorf
tournament players, Ganondorf is the worst. Yeah. Well, the Triforce, the Zelda tier, they're the worst.
Really? All three Zelda characters are the worst?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fun.
What?
Well, I know, but
No, not
Toon
Zelda.
Link.
Zelda's broken.
Toon Link and Sheik are decent, but Zelda, Link, and Ganondorf are bottom.
I actually really like Zelda in Brawl.
Yeah, Zelda's amazing in Brawl. This is according to the tiers list, which means that, you have to take it with a grain of salt because, like, I'm sure these people know a lot about, what characters have and stuff. They've obviously put a lot of work into making these tiers, but I don't think you could just cite tiers as fact and which characters are good.
It's not fact, true. Yeah. But they do have, like, some indication of, like, hey, these characters have been placing higher than these other characters. Obviously, Meta Knight is the best, so in the next game, I hope they make Meta Knight not as good in comparison to the rest of the cast.
The thing about Meta Knight is not that he's, like, super powerful, which, I mean, he's fine.
Well, he is really super powerful, to be honest. But
the thing that they need to nerf about Meta Knight more than anything else is his priority. He's nothing claims.
Yeah.
Right. He's got priority over pretty much everything in the game, and it's not right.
How about, do you want to do guest characters next?
What do you mean, like, non-Nintendo characters?
Yeah.
Sure.
But we haven't even talked about other Nintendo characters that we want.
Oh, yeah. Existing...
Right.
No, not existing. Nintendo...
Franchises or characters that we want in the game that aren't in it yet.
I think Yeah, I think Little Mac is kind of a lock.
Yeah, I think so too.
I would love Little Mac.
I think there's a bunch of characters, most of them were assistant in Brawl. There's a bunch of characters that have either had a new game, or their debut in America, or both, since Brawl came out, and I think all of them should be playable.
Yeah.
Little Mac, Isaac, Starfy, Saki, and somebody else.
You want Ray, but I don't think Ray is.
Yeah, I want Ray, but let's talk about, we talked about Little Mac. I think he should be in because there was a new Punch-Out game for the Wii and a you know.
And I just think he's a good, different character, I think, and he'd be really fun.
Yeah,
he's an actual fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got boxing. Every fighting game needs a boxer.
Yeah, Street Fighter has two.
Yeah. Killer Instinct had one.
Yeah.
My
combo.
TJ combo.
Everybody needs one.
What other franchises we have? Any classic franchises?
Yeah, what obscure?
Dynamite.
That's Rob.
Oh,
the old professor from
Rob series.
There's not going to be another Rob character. Please stop.
Yeah.
Come on. There is one other character.
Professor Hector?
That dude. Yeah, Professor Hector.
Yeah, he'd be funny, but
Okay.
I think
how
he'd
about
be
a Tetrad?
Are we just going to not be serious for the rest of
That's the character you actually play as in the Dynamite game. So he's playable. Yeah.
But Hector doesn't. I don't know. I think it'd be a fun assist or cameo.
You're not going to put Hector in the game.
Yeah, no.
We're actually having a discussion about this.
Alright, how about Animal Crossing? You think there's going to be any Animal Crossing representation?
No, but I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, I'd be fine with it. I would want to see an Animal Crossing.
Can we go to Steven? Because he's been wanting to talk about Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I just like seeing Animal Crossing.
You didn't actually want to talk about it? You just wanted to...
No, I want to hear what you guys thought. I think it'd be really cool if we got a, whatever the fuck you call the humans.
Yeah, well, what would it be? Just Boy or Animal Crosser?
No, they should name it. They should give him a name. Call him Smash.
Animal Crossdresser.
Bro.
But no, I think there's some potential. I mean, they could easily do the shovel, net,
fishing rod. Yeah. I totally agree. I think they have a lot to work with. I think they could make a really funny, creative, and effective moveset for an Animal Crossing character. But personally, this might just be me. I think it would be really weird to see this cute, happy little child murdering people with an axe.
Whoa!
I find
picking
that
up laser guns and laser swords and
I find that most murderers are happy children.
I think it would be cool.
I mean, think about
similar to Phoenix Wright in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, even though he's terrible in that game, but
I mean, if we're gonna go, no, go ahead.
No, he could totally be a joke character. I mean, think about it. Now me could easily be the Pitfall.
If we're gonna do joke characters, there's a joke character in every game. It was Jigglypuff in the first one. It was Game & Watch in the second one, and it was kind of Rob in the third one. And if they're gonna do one in the fourth, which I think they are, I would love to see Sukapon.
From Joy Fighter.
I disagree. They're not really joke characters, in my opinion. Those, I think they were more surprise characters. And in the first one, I don't think it was Jigglypuff. It was Ness.
Ness. Yeah, I agree. I think
you think it was Ness.
I think the thing. Nobody knew who Ness was before Smash Brothers. You know. I know you. I don't mean literally everybody, but I mean most people who played Smash Brothers were like, "Who's this kid?" You know.
Well,
including myself. Mm-hmm. And I think that the tradition is not so much that there's got to be a joke character in every game. I think the tradition is more there's got to be a surprise character that nobody would expect. And I think
you don't think that it was Captain Falcon in the first game?
No.
It could be, but
I didn't know who he was either. But Ness was the final character you unlocked.
He was also the best character.
Everybody else to play as Ness.
Yeah.
And in the first Smash Brothers, he was borderline broken because of his
true
insane like the A attacks, insane aerials were so good in that game. Like, he was the last character you unlocked. He was so good. I think Ness was supposed to be like the surprise of the first game, and I think Mr. Game & Watch was the last character you unlock in
he was
Melee. So I think he was the surprise of that game. We all kind of screwed it up. You get Rob halfway through the story mode.
Yeah, and you get like buff, and you get buff and Toon Link at the end.
Yeah, that's they kind of screwed that one up. But I still think Rob was supposed to be like the surprise because he was involved in the plot twist in the story mode.
Right.
You know, so I think Scophon would be a good joke character or surprise character. But I
feel like Scophon isn't even like relevant in America to be a character.
Yep, because that totally stopped Marth and Roy from being playable.
Right, exactly.
As a surprise character?
They were surprising to me! I didn't know who they were.